Badminton, a stunning Cotswold estate shaped by centuries of history, and a stage for one of the most demanding tests in sport. Since 1949, the world's best horse and rider combinations have gathered here, drawn by a challenge unlike any other. 4 days, 3 disciplines, 1 goal, to conquer equestrian sport's ultimate prize. A relentless test of bravery, endurance and trust. Miles of undulating parkland, solid fences, technical questions at speed. Here, reputations are made and dreams can unravel in a heartbeat. From the iconic lake to the quarry, from Huntsman's Close to the final push for home, every fence tells a story and every second counts. Let's take a closer look at the course and the questions that could decide it all. First big question on this course, horses will be feeling fresh and rider nerves won't have settled yet. A big drop into this bowl followed by a steep uphill to a second wall. Time saving here will be on every rider's mind, with the inside line saving valuable seconds and metres, which could be all important later on in the course. One of the most recognisable spots on course. This year in Huntsman's Close we've got 2 big brushes and the first big test of accuracy. The second element is inviting a run out, so we may see a few glance offs here, and on a bright day going from light to shade can sometimes make this a tricky customer. Galloping towards the lake, horses and riders will be struck by the size of the crowds and the atmosphere in here. Even if these waters are iconic, nobody will be wanting to have a dip today. There is a lot to see, and it may take the horses a moment to work out what is being asked of them. Riders will have to collect their horses and shorten the stride, getting the weight on the hind legs so that the horse has the elasticity to make this jump down into the water. The narrow brushes give plenty of room for error, and the other challenge here is time. The horses and riders have had to really decelerate, so riders will be thinking on their feet about how they can make up time elsewhere on this track. So approaching corners 14 and 15 here, this is around the halfway point of the course. Fatigue hopefully hasn't set in yet, but this marks the start of the most technical section of the track. A downhill line between corners 14B and 15 asks the rider just how brave they're feeling. Going for 2 long strides and meeting 15 at an angle is undoubtedly the quickest way through, but the camber sloping away makes a run out a real possibility. This is where the course builder is really asking and wanting to find out just how well these riders know their horses and how risky they're willing to be to go clear inside the optimum time. The second time on the course that the horse and rider combinations will have seen water, but this has a very different feeling to the lake. It's much smaller, it's more fiddly, with lots of visual distractions for the horse and a need to really sit back and collect here before jumping over the A element and down into the pond. The biggest ask though is the curving line to the final element. It's a big imposing corner and energy management is going to be crucial so the horse has enough oomph to turn and make that effort. It's a big rider test too, coming up with the right strategy for the horse and thinking quickly enough if an element of your plan needs to change in a split second. Possibly the fence that riders fear most. The vicarage fee doesn't look all that scary until you're a few strides away and you catch sight of that enormous ditch. This is all about rider confidence and staying in rhythm. And remember, don't look down. One of the last big challenges on course, these massive brushes on a long curved line are certainly visually imposing. There'll be tired legs and tired brains at this point, so riders will need to stay sharp to navigate these and avoid making any silly mistakes. Horses will be very aware that they're almost home, so riders will also know that most of the hard work is done. They'll also be very aware of exactly how much time they've got left on their watches, so they'll be keeping a close eye on that and hoping they don't make any silly mistakes on their way to the finish. And after everything Badminton's thrown at them, the questions, the pressure, the sheer scale of it all, those who make it home inside the time will know they've taken on one of the toughest challenges in sport and come through it. But the story isn't over yet, because tomorrow in the show jumping arena, tired legs and tight nerves can still change everything. And badminton will crown its winner.